What is up, y'all? Welcome to Dad Bods and Gun Mods. Guess what we're doing today? Bingo! Oh, a little bit of Cerakote. So, I am not a certified applicator. I was taught by a knucklehead who taught me how to spray single color. I took it from there and ran with it. Here's what I can tell you. It is not rocket science. As long as your parts are properly blasted, they are baked after blasting so that the metal gases out and they're oil free. It's a relatively simple process. So there are a few things I'm not going to share with you. I'm going to be doing a battle worn today with Bazooka Green. This will be done on the Glock slide and then on the magwell itself. So not a hard process at all, guys. This is definitely something y'all can do at home by yourself. What I'm going to do is an 18-to-1 mixture ratio. So 18-to-1 is a semi-gloss. If you go to Cerakote's website, I'll put a link down in the description below. Cerakote has a guide for mixing and whatever you're after. If you're looking for gloss, it's 24-to-1. Matte, 18-to-1. Flat, 12-to-1. That's simple. When I say 18-to-1, 12-to-1, 24-to-1, I'm talking about Cerakote versus hardener. So we're going to do a semi-gloss, and I'm going to do an 18-to-1. The parts are already blasted, they've already been baked, so I'm going to spare you guys all that. Sandblasting is pretty self-explanatory. You get a good blast on your parts. I take mine all the way down to bare aluminum. A lot of guys will just rough up the surface and then paint over top of it, and that is why the outcome looks like shit. So we will be painting out of my garage today. I'm not painting out of some fancy booth. I'm not painting out of some fancy setup. And I promise you, if you go follow my Instagram, Cerakote, Rattle Can Mafia Cerakote, you'll see what I've done. A lot of that has been done out of my garage. It's do I have a booth? Yes. Do I use it all the time? No. Battle worn especially because I'm going to be doing some sanding on it. So if I get a dust particle in it, it's going to sand out. It's going to be perfectly fine. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to get our Cerakote mixed up. I've already got my compressor bled off, all the water out of the lines. I've got it down to 20 psi, which is right about where I like to shoot at. And my gun is set up. I've went through, double checked. I use an Iwata. It doesn't get any better than this. If you're going to Cerakote, even as a hobby, guys, it's worth it. You go to Cerakote's website. I want to say they're $300, and you're not going to find a better gun. You will not get the same outcome with some cheap Harbor Freight gun. The one thing I would say that is a must is the Iwata. So this is one of the best guns, period. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to get some Cerakote mixed up, and then we'll get to spraying. Alright, so my beaker is marked. Now I'm going to go 18-to-1. Honestly, all I'm doing is a slide, and I'm doing a mag extension, not a magwell. 18 to 1 is going to be overkill. I don't need that much paint, to be honest with you. I'm wasting it. But for video purposes, we are going to go 18 to 1. You'll have to overlook the whistling when I say my S's, guys. I just had a bunch of dental work done. Make sure you keep a rag handy. You're going to spill some, just a tad bit. No big deal. I'm going to wipe it off. So I am at 18 exactly. Yep, I did that on purpose. Maybe. Maybe not. Maybe it was luck. Here's the hardener. Comes with it. Comes with the setup. Cerakote supplies it anytime you buy. You don't have to be a distributor. You can buy Cerakote on your own. You can do this on your own. I definitely suggest starting by learning basic colors. Do single colors. As you move on, you can get a little more advanced and get into battle wear, get into doing camo and things like that. It is not that hard. It is all technique, and like anything else, hands-on a little bit of time. So what I am doing is 18 milliliter of Cerakote to 1 milliliter of hardener. I'm doing it in a semi-gloss because with the battle worn, there is going to be some sanding. A couple different techniques that I use to get the look I'm going for, which you will see in the end. So now I'm going to take a rubber glove, stretch it over top, and I'm going to shake the hell out of it. However, I seem to have a leak somewhere here. Not good. My wife's going to kill me. Like Matt on Demolition Ranch always says, the #1 rule, do not tell Mayor, right? So do not tell Christy whatever you do. I better get this shit wiped up. Luckily, we are in the middle of a remodel, so what little bit I did spill, we're getting new cabinets and new flooring, so it doesn't really make a difference. So we're shaking it up. We're mixing up the hardener and the Cerakote. I've already shaken the Cerakote violently prior to this, so all you gotta do is get the hardener and the paint mixed. And once that's done, we're good to go. Now I will show you the cups I use, which would be these. Rubber cups, or I'm sorry, it's a plastic cup with a plastic liner. I'm gonna pour my Cerakote in. #1 rule to Cerakote, guys, keep your tools clean. Always keep your tool clean, if you know what I mean. I'm gonna pull my cup back out of here. I wanna make sure I've got a good seal, because when I turn this upside down on my paint gun, if there is not a good seal, I'm gonna be super pissed off and waste a bunch of Cerakote. So before that we get to painting, I'm gonna go ahead, clean my beaker. Pretty self-explanatory. That is acetone. You have to have acetone. You've got to soak parts in acetone before you paint them, or before you blast them. They've got to have an acetone bath to strip any oil, and you use acetone to clean your gun, to clean your beakers, to clean absolutely everything. So acetone is key. So we're going to get our beaker clean before we go any further. Make sure I have all the color out of it, so as I am mixing my black, or I'm mixing whatever I do next, whether it be, because I've got a camo coming up, maybe I'll record that as well. Again, guys, I don't have a big fancy setup. I'm just a good old boy that loves guns, loves painting guns. I do this stuff for fun, so make sure my beaker is good and clean here. I have a Cricut machine. A good friend of mine is an amazing designer when it comes to stencils, so I have an array of stencils that are absolutely amazing, that he gave me access to. One or two I had a hand in designing, but for the most part, all the credit goes to him. He is very, very good. So, now that my beaker is clean, I'm going to go ahead. I've got my gun set all the way down. I'll adjust that when I'm ready to paint. I now have about an hour, guys, until my Cerakote is no longer good. So now it is time to get to it. Once you get your paint in the cup, if you're using the similar cup, if you're using these plastic throwaways, you can shake it. These also have built-in mesh filters, so your Cerakote has to be filtered. And that's another thing I like about these. These cups allow my Cerakote to filter as I'm spraying. So, pretty good stuff. All right, let's go paint. All right, here we are. My shitty old garage. I won't be doing much more painting out here because they're actually coming to finish the remodel in the garage. So, I've got my Glock frame for a 43, been blasted and taken down. I'm gonna blow it off. Always paint the inside, guys. You're gonna have different people tell you different things. So don't worry about painting it. That is 100% incorrect. The biggest part of Cerakote are the lubrication properties that it offers. So you always want to paint the inside, guys. I don't care what anybody says. To me, not painting the inside is half-assing it. So I'm gonna get my spray pattern right. Way too much paint. When you pull that trigger, I've got my pattern all the way closed. When you pull that trigger, it should barely wet out. That is what we're after. So, rubber glove on. Your hands will transfer oil, I promise you. I'm gonna blow everything out. As soon as I paint this, I'm going to take it straight from here to the oven. Lighting is key. You've got to be able to see what you're doing. sure there are going to be plenty of people that say, oh my God, that's not how you do it. That's not right. You know what? Piss off. You got a better way to go do it. Alright, so we've got the inside coated. You cannot avoid hook marks, guys. Make sure whenever you're painting something, your hook marks always stay to the inside. Before I move my pattern out to spray a wider pattern, I'm also going to do the inside of this so I don't have to go back and do reset my gun twice. So, I love that. The nice thing with battle worn, guys, is it doesn't have to be perfect. So, as I'm Cerakoting, if I get a spot, if I hit something, I bump into something, it's not the end of the world. All right, I'm going to adjust my pattern out. Bump my paint up, bump my air up a hair. I do this by feel. I've been doing this long enough, I can tell when it's right and when it's wrong. You want about a 1 inch wide solid pattern. You can see as I'm painting how it's bouncing around on me, right? It's all part of it. I'm going to let that flash for a second. And as that's splashing, I'm going to do a second coat because I am battle wearing it. And as you battle wear, you tend to cut edges. So exposing, I got to be careful with that thing. Right there. Ah! Move that around a little bit. Now we're good to go. You're going to have to paint in all different directions, guys. It's not just a one-trick pony here. You're going to have to adjust. You're going to have to adjust your gun. You're going to have to paint in all different directions. Same thing. I'm going to hang this back up with that flash, do the second coat. Second coat is going to be way quicker. All I'm looking to do here is wet this out. That is it. Again, it gets battle worn, doesn't have to be perfect. It's the nice thing about battle worn. As a matter of fact, I normally spray a little thicker than I normally would, so that I don't cut the edges as I battle wear. And I'll use a couple tricks to not cut those edges, like using acetone to cut my black off the top, so on and so forth. To the oven she goes. This one with a quick second coat, make sure we're not getting any dust, debris, anything like that on it. Comes to my wife now. I'm only doing the outside, obviously, with a second coat, because that is all I'm concerned with is the outside. So, another quick second coat.
Who are you talking to?
And I'm talking to the camera, my love.
Oh.
And to the oven. Alright, so we got to give that about 10 minutes to flash. Like I said, I knew I was using too much. I was only spraying 2 parts, guys. As you can see, I've got a ton of extra Cerakote left over. But for the purpose of the video, I went ahead and did it anyway. So we're going to give that 10 minutes. We're going to let it flash. Once it flashes, I'm going to bake it for about 25 minutes at about 210 degrees to set the Cerakote so I can put the top layer on it and then battle wear. All right, what is up, y'all? Next morning, I was up late last night getting everything done. I put black on and then went through the sanding process. I didn't film that. It's weird. Some Cerakote guys are weird. They want to share their stuff, some don't. I mean, maybe down the road I'll share some of mine. But all in all, finished product. So that is it. I don't know how well the camera is going to pick it up if I can get it to zoom there. So battle worn, front to back. We did the bottom piece. We did the, the entire gun is done in bazooka green with black over top. Get a little better lighting here. Bazooka green, black over the top, blackless barrel, Ranger proof trigger. This is a 43. This is an everyday carry. All in all, turned out nice. Good looking gun. You can see how smooth the Cerakote is. Again, when you're doing this, guys, it doesn't matter, to be honest with you. Whether you're doing it in your garage or you're sending it to somebody to have it done, it doesn't make a difference. You can do it yourself. Don't be afraid. I started out doing this and I had no idea what the hell I was doing. So don't be afraid. Do it yourself. I mean, the worst case is you messed it up. You got to go back. You got to sandblast it. Do it again. Who cares? No big deal. So that is it. That is your finished product. That is Bazooka Green Battle Worn. I put it all back together last night so I could come back this morning and give you all an overview, the overview of what the gun ended up, looking like, how it turned out. Stay tuned. I'm going to do some camo. I've got a 14.5-inch SLR Rifle Works upper we're going to do. It's got a salient 14.5-inch barrel. It is an amazing upper, and it matches this bad boy right here. That is a full SLR Rifle Works pistol, 5-inch SLR Rifle Works barrel, rail, upper, lower, Maxim brace, you name it, the works. This thing sitting on the Trijicon MRO Geisley mount. That is done in a what did I use on this? Burnt bronze, gold, graphite black, all said and done. Noveski Ghetto Blaster door. I mean, this is a beautiful, beautiful gun, and man, it's a lot of fun to shoot. So, as y'all can tell, this was made over the course of a few days. Stick with me. I'm just getting started. We're going to do some better stuff. We're going to get a little more into depth. We're going to build different guns. We're going to do a lot of fun stuff. Do me a favor, comment, like, subscribe, whatever the case may be. I promise you guys, as I get better at this, the content will get better. I'll get better at editing. I am terrible at editing, so I will get better at it. So don't mind the cheesy flip frames and whatnot from the editing software I'm using. I'm a rookie. So until next time, I will see y'all. Dad bods, gun mods.